Hey everybody, Chris the Up North Air Gunner. So today we are here, finally got a little bit of a break in the weather. It's still pretty cold, it's below freezing. But we're gonna be checking out the FX Panthera in 22 cal with the 700mm barrel. And we're also excited to announce the brand new Element Optics Helix HD. I also wanted to take some time today to thank everybody for subscribing to my channel. I've been doing this for a few years. I typically don't ask for subscribers, but I'm gonna hit 30,000 subscribers this month, and I really wanted to say thank you to you all for helping me get there. And as a thank you to a lucky subscriber, I'm gonna be giving away an Element Optics scope, but we're here today to talk about the FX Panthera. And quite honestly, this is probably the most innovative air gun that I have seen hit the industry in a long time. And I know we say that a lot about FX Airguns and a lot of different releases they've come out with, but they have completely changed the game on this and are also completely changing a lot of the technology that we've seen in FX Airguns. So some of the big things that came with the Panthera is what they call the dynamic block, and also the new short burst valve that's inside this thing. Completely entirely different valve system. The way they are using the Shroud as a plenum and being able to increase the size of air capacity they have in that plenum allows us to shoot at higher foot-pounds of energy. But ultimately, what I wanted to do today is you're going to see a lot of videos from a lot of us other YouTubers that are going to show you the amazing things this FX Panthera can do. And trust me, it can do some awesome stuff. But I wanted to spend some time today showing you the processes that I go through with the tuning of my air guns, and specifically the different tuning process I went through with the FX Panthera. So let's check that out. All right, so let's talk a little bit about my shooting position here. We've got 50 yards to the target. I'm still waiting on my Arca Swiss adapter for my bipod, so we're gonna be shooting off the Armageddon Gear big bag here. So in our tuning, we're getting between 12 and 15 shots at this tune. With the 34 grains, but I'm going to be shooting tethered just so I don't have to refill. But a great way to increase that shot count is get one of these 300 bar bottles from Utah Air Guns. These Air Marksman 300 bar bottles, 300 cc bottles for the Panthera are absolutely perfect. But the absolute ultimate endless source of air supply is from Donnie FL with their new Littlefoot portable compressor. I love this thing. I can just plug it right into my truck with my truck running. Otherwise, you're going to run your battery down. Now you've got an endless source of air right there at the range. So what we've got here is the new Helix HD 2-16 HD. And this thing right here is pretty sweet. This has got a, it's called the Raptor Reticle in this, which is like a bullet drop compensation reticle. Very universal. You can use this on big bore air guns. It's actually calibrated for a 308 or a 6.5 Creedmoor, depending on the magnification. But what I love about this thing for big game hunting and just hunting in general is its universal nature. That second focal plane BDC or Raptor reticle, it's pretty awesome. You can true your reticle to meet the velocities in your dope chart with whatever you're shooting. And when I say whatever, literally I can put this on my crossbow and I actually already have it figured out at 6x. And it lines up perfectly at 0 at 20 yards, and then the reticle holdovers for 30, 40, and 50 yards. But the one feature that I think I love the most about these new second focal plane low magnification scopes from Element is the fact that they magnify all the way down to 2x. And when you're wanting to pair these with a clip-on thermal device, having that low magnification is absolutely perfect. The red dot in the middle, you put this with your clip-on, and now you're hunting small game. All right, got a rabbit right there. Perfect shot placement. They got the Helix HD BDC reticle. I call that the bunny dropping compensation reticle, but it's yeah, they call it the Raptor reticle. So yeah, I've got this thing zeroed at 50 yards. He was right there. That was right there. Right about 30-yard shot. So man, dropped him with that 35 cal hybrid. Yeah. All right, so that was a quick look at all the gear that I'm running, but let's check out the tuning process for the FX Panthera because it's slightly different than how I typically tune for, let's say, my FX Impact M3. So that new short burst valve, there's some slight changes that I do in my tuning process. So here we go. We're gonna shoot some groups, 50 yards. You'll see it through my spotting scope here with the Tacticam long range spotter on there. So what I'm gonna do here for tuning, for valve tuning, I like being able to hear that shot report, and really you can hear it if it's overpowering the valve. It's more of like a boosh sound.
The mountain, symbol of all the good natural ingredients that go into bush.
Versus like a tunk. You're gonna hear it. I'll show you the difference here in the shot report. So you can put a Donnie FL on here. It looks great. It has the exact diameter of the outer shroud. Okay, so we're all the way up on the power wheel, and I want you to hear the difference of the valve. All right, this is maxed all the way out. You'll hear the boosh. Okay, all right, so we are on 12 now, just to hear the difference from maxed all the way out. Listen for the shot difference. Hear that? It's like a tunk, okay, versus a boosh. So when it came to me, it was on 13. So I'm assuming hopefully Ernest and Newman did their magic, because my first few shots on this thing were all touching. All right, so I've got to share this. I'm pretty damn excited. Group 1, 5 shots. Yeah, baby. So I'm going to start here on 13, but you can hear the difference on the valve. And we do not have the valve adjuster here like we have with the M3. So with the M3, normally you can control that valve travel, but the valve in this is completely different. It's basically got a balance valve in it. This is a short burst valve, so it's already kind of designed to do what I normally would do with my M3 to create those short valve bursts. But right out of the box, the Panthera valve technology already has that baked into that. So anyway, just wanted to show you that just from a kind of a tuning guide. But again, if you have a chronograph, that's the best way to kind of look for that and look at for that velocity where you start hearing that difference. And typically that's going to be where you're going to get your most efficient use of air, which also typically is where you will find a good place to start with your tuning for precision and accuracy. So quick little tuning tip. All right, so we've got some tuning groups going on here. So started here. Definitely did not like that one. That was actually going quite slow. I actually turned the power wheel all the way down just to see what it would do. Pretty good. Dropped one here. 3 touching. 2 outside of that, but that's sub MOA. And this one, the next step up, we had 2 touching, 2 outside, and we had 3 touching, 1 here, and dropped 1 there. So looking at this, I really like this tune here, so I'm gonna go back to that setting on the power wheel, but you really just gotta, play with yours.
Don't play with that, you'll go blind.
That's kind of freaky.
See what it likes, see what it doesn't like. Let's go back to this, see what we'll do. Let's go. Left side here, here we go. Nice. Let's go check that out. Okay. So we went back to that known setting that I was liking. Let's definitely sub him away at 50. So I'll tell you what, not even tinkering with this thing all that much, it is performing amazing. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, there it is. All 5 touching. Definitely sub MOA. All right, let's verify that tune on the left side of that diamond. All right. Got a verification there. Looks like that is also sub MOA. Man, this thing is a shooter. Loves these javelin slugs. Tested them both in the 40 grain and the 34 grain. Anywhere from like 960 to just a little over 1,000. But those are all touching. It's a little windy out here, but 50 yards it shouldn't be affecting it too much, but I'm going to call that good. That right there is a really good tune. just up a little bit of my scope, back it out to 100 yards, but yeah, baby. All right, so I'm out at 100 yards and shooting the 40 grains now. So I'm doing a tune at 100 yards with the 40 grains, and I'm getting just a touch over MOA. So there's my point of aim here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Point of aim here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then I increased the speed a little bit. So I brought this up to 17 on the power wheel, and that right there is what it's liking at 100 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So sub MOA at 100 yards. All right, so let's do a quick 100-yard 5-shot group on video here. And I apologize, as I was getting this set up, I accidentally hit the focus ring, so it's a little out of focus, but I'll put some indicators on the target camera here, and we'll see it when we do the walk up. Last one. All right, let's test it out. And that right there is sub MOA. 100 yards. All right, let's measure that up. It loves that tune. So there it is, everybody. The FX Panthera is absolutely amazing. And when they say it is a purpose-built air gun, you'll notice, and you're going to be hearing about this, the actual platform is built to be very dynamic, thus the name of the dynamic block. So there's going to be different configurations we're going to be able to do with this thing, but the very first configuration that FX has put out is this PRS style air gun, and I think it fits the bill exactly. If you line this up, you know, side by side with a 22 long rifle that's in a chassis system, the fit and finish and the ergonomics of it is almost exactly the same. So really excited to see what this can do in competition. So anyway, thanks for joining me, everybody. And again, if you haven't subscribed to Up North Air Gunner, please hit that subscribe below. Thanks for joining me. Take care.